Okay. At 7:02, I shall call to order the meeting of the Zoning Board of Appeals, Village of Bartlett, Counties of Cook, DuPage, and Kane. Please call the roll.
George Cozio.
Here.
Joe Bano.
Here.
Bob Vaccaro.
Here.
Michelle Suarez. Charlie DeVoe.
Here.
Mike Weirden.
Here. You have before you the minutes for the December 2nd meeting. Chair would entertain a motion to approve.
I make a motion. Approve.
Second.
Moved by Charlie, seconded by George. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Joe Bano.
Yes.
Bob Vaccaro.
Yes.
Charlie DeVoe.
Yes.
George Cozio.
Yes.
Mike Weirden.
Yes. Okay, the item on the agenda tonight is case number 21-10, Wheaton Eye Clinic, variation. Are the petitioners present? Please come forward to the microphone. Raise your right hand. You solemnly affirm the evidence you're about to give is only the whole truth?
Yes.
Do we have the evidence of the mailings, the newspaper, and the picture of the sign?
Yes.
Mark those exhibits A, B, and C. Go ahead and present your case.
All right, my name is Steve Hornick. Am I allowed to take the?
Yes, please. We want to
My name is Steve
understand.
Hornick with EP Doyle. We're the construction manager for the Wheaton Eye Clinic. We're here before you today in regards to the current layout, which is the former Fifth Third site on Route 59, is currently under parking requirements for the proposed future addition to the building. It's a zero footprint expansion. Essentially, it's an enclosure of the existing drive-through canopy portion. And in order to comply with that, we will need to add additional parking in addition to the numbers count. It's also for the client's demographic and to provide a safer traffic flow along with the additional count that's needed. So that is our intention for the variance.
Okay. Any correspondence or phone calls from anybody?
We do have, and I distributed out a letter from the Forest Preserve District of DuPage County.
Okay, mark that exhibit D, because they back up and surround it probably on two sides.
Just to the south.
Oh, just to the south, it's not to the east? Is that Home Depot property?
Yes, that's the detention for the.
Okay. He's not headed, let's see. Okay, the one thing they're concerned about is the use of plant species that are non-native to the Chicago region, which would have a direct negative impact to natural areas and are considered both exotic and invasive. The use of hybrids and cultivars are strongly discouraged, and so forth. So is that some of the landscaping?
That has to do with the landscaping, but that's not really purview of the variation request.
Okay. So that will be more of a concern next week at the Plan Commission? Okay. I'm sorry, so go ahead. Anything else?
Like I have a quick summary. I wasn't sure. Sorry, I've never presented before.
Okay.
Individual that was going to handle this today ended up with protocols, not able to make it. So I've got a quick summary of bullet points of what the owner's intention and the reasonings for that I can.
Sure, go ahead. Go ahead.
Again, we've done several projects for the client in the past. Their focus is regards to their patient. I know that's not a zoning matter, but the purpose of the Bartlett location itself is to reduce their demographics travel distance in general. That's why they moved to this location, so that their patients do not have to travel to the Wheaton location. In regards to that investment to the community, their whole focus is on not like a traditional eye shop where they're selling glasses with eye. It's more medical care eye, not just your traditional eye care as far as a optical shop. Again, their patient demographics, physical needs, and desire for a safe environment is what's created the need for a more efficient layout, is what I mentioned earlier. The expansion within the current roof line will be done post the parking lot work, and that's also why we're before you now at this time. Obviously, they go hand in hand, but to create that additional space, given that many other clients have vision problems, so we have a safe logistical area for them to route during the physical building portion of the project. The new layout does not extend the current extents of the construction in reference to the landscaping question. Essentially, we're not incorporating an overabundance of green space that's going to be removed. We're technically not furthering the extents of the existing curb lines. It's just a reorientation because the existing Fifth Third layout doesn't lend itself to us adding additional parking in the configuration for the change of use. We have tried several iterations of layouts to prevent the need for a variance, but it just doesn't physically fit within the boundaries of the lot itself. We are aware that there are other adjacent sites that have had similar granted variances for this. And again, it's based upon the parking count requirements for the proposed future building addition that we intend to push forward once the site work is completed.
I have a generally positive view of this for several reasons. First of all, you have an unusual configuration beyond your control of the lot itself, and even the building. I mean, it was designed to be a bank building, not an eye clinic, and you're trying to make the best use out of it as possible. The other thing is you are right up next to Forest Preserve property, which shall never be built on. And so it really doesn't matter how close you are to the property line as far as I'm concerned. 59 probably someday will be wider. There were long-term plans, but the state doesn't have the money to go to 6 lanes. And even right now, you are going to exceed the parking requirements, it looks like, by 2, correct?
Correct.
So, in general, I have a positive view of it. I'm aware of some of your operations because I have close friends who have been going to your Wheaton office for years, and they live in Elgin. So I know, and they have some unusual problems, so I'm aware of the services that you're providing that not every clinic is able to do. And so I think, and it's not like you're going to have gobs of traffic and deliveries and things like that causing a problem. You are an unusual thing. You are going to generate sales tax for us. I work for the Department of Revenue, so I'm concerned about sales tax. I like to see that. Whereas banks do not generate sales tax for the most part. So I'm just saying these things because you said you're not familiar with what to say, so I'm going to add some things to your presentation.
Thank you.
Anyone on the board have any thoughts?
Well, I have to say that I was happy to see that this property was being developed as it is today. And I'm even happier to see that there's a strong interest, and with this kind of an interest, a commitment to Bartlett to want to expand your business and stay here. And like Mike said, you have a very irregular shaped lot, so it takes a little bit of a shoehorn, if you will, to make all the parking spaces fit and get best used of the property. So with that being said, I'm very much in favor of seeing this proceed.
I would just encourage you next week when you're before the Plan Commission to kind of look at what the Forest Preserve District input is and make sure that you don't have invasive species of plants, because they've gone to a lot of effort to try to get them out of the forest preserves in the area.
Okay. And I know we've gone through a few rounds of staff review of the landscape plan, but I'll double back and look at what the plan reflects. So I'm not sure that we would be impacting anything on that side.
Probably. It's not like you don't have a whole lot of room for a whole lot of landscaping.
No, the majority of it's along the access road to the development and
Right,
kind of
right.
facing the other direction, but we will look into that.
There's also some comments about the type of asphalt you're going to use. So you might want to review that letter for the parking lot.
I haven't seen a copy
Yeah,
of that.
I know you
letter
haven't
yet.
seen it, but there's a comment in here about coal tar sealants, polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. I mean, she'll give me the letter. But yeah, there's more than just landscaping issues with the forest preserve.
Okay, yeah, we would use IDOT spec mix is typical what the engineering department's gonna wanna see, but we'll take a look at the letter.
I agree with Mike and George. I think it's very good utilization of the lot to get what you need. Being such an odd shape, you know, I think you've done a good job in configuring the parking.
We had a few go-rounds to make it fit. Unfortunately, we started with probably enough asphalt, but just not in the right layout to make everything work, so.
This probably says, but how, do we know how old the building is?
90,
That sounds right, 2003 or 2005.
It
I think 5 sounds familiar.
was approved in 2003. It was one of my early cases here.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's nice to see it being utilized and not have to be torn down. Anything else? At this point, we shall open it up to the public. Obviously, we don't have anything going on. Are we live? Is anyone? Okay. Any motions or further discussion?
Move that we pass on a positive recommendation to the village board for item 2110 for the Wheaton Eye Clinic.
Okay, it's been moved by Joe. Any seconds?
Second?
It's been seconded by George. At this point, we shall close the public hearing portion. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Bob Vaccaro,
Yes,
Charlie DeVoe,
Yes,
George Koziel,
Yes.
Joe Bano,
Yes.
Mike Weirden.
Yes. Okay, so you will need to see the Plan Commission next Thursday night, and then it will go on to the board, probably this month, right? No?
No, because it has to go to Plan Commission. It will be on, it'll get final approval sometime in February.
February, okay. I don't think you'll have a big problem, but we don't
Right.
know. Okay, good luck with it.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Okay, so what else do we, new business, old business?
I think we're going to have a meeting next month, but I'm not
Okay.
sure yet.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure we're going to have a meeting.
okay. Any motions to adjourn?
sure, I make a motion to adjourn.
Moved by Charlie,
Second.
seconded by Bob, I guess?
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Okay, Happy New Year, everyone.
Yes, Happy New Year.